Is more inventory on the way? Usually, the first thing people ask me when it comes to real estate is, how's the market? Today, we're going to discuss the Atlanta real estate market and some possibilities of what is to come. If you are thinking about buying or selling real estate in Atlanta, Georgia, or the metro Atlanta area, you cannot afford to miss this video. Let's do it. So you're thinking about selling a home in this market? Or maybe you're about to jump into buying a home. And for some out there, you may be looking to do both. A lot of people know about what is going on right now in the real estate market, but I want to give you today some unique insights into what is happening in the Atlanta metro area. Let's jump into it right now. If we look at single-family detached homes right now, we will see a lot of things that stand out. This is a look at 6 months worth of data from the Atlanta metro area. As we can see, the median sales price for April 2021 was $345,945. That is almost a $16,000 increase from just 6 months ago. Another thing we are seeing is the median list price to sales price ratio is 100%. What that means is that if someone is listing a home for, let's say, $400,000, then they're typically getting $400,000 for their home. As a buyer, there are very few deals where you can go in, make a lowball offer, and think that you're actually going to be successful in buying that house. And there are plenty of scenarios where sellers are getting $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, even $50,000 over the list price. Here's an example of one of my listings that we listed at $350,000. We received 12 offers when it was all said and done and ended up with a sales price of $400,000. As of right now, this is the highest sale ever for that neighborhood. And this is a nice house, but there definitely were some things that needed to be done, like getting the carpet out of the master bathroom. But in this market, you just don't have to do very much to get your home sold. I think right now is that time for anyone with that hard to sell home to put it on the market. You know, that one with the crazy steep driveway where, you know, when you're climbing up it, it feels like you're that yodeler guy from the Price is Right game. Or that house with the backyard that falls off into a marsh. Buyers are much more willing right now to take these things on because of the lack of inventory. Speaking of lack of inventory, let's take a look at the inventory for Metro Atlanta. For single-family detached homes, we currently see approximately 1 month of inventory in all of Atlanta and the metro Atlanta area. Let me take a second to explain for those that may not understand what that means. Months of inventory is a number assigned based on how many homes we currently have on the market that are for sale versus the rate at which homes are currently selling. What that means with our current market is if no one decided to list a home for sale in all of metro Atlanta, then in 1 month from now, all the homes would be sold and there would be 0 homes for sale in all of metro Atlanta. To give some insight, 6 months of inventory is neither a buyer's or seller's market. It's kind of an even market. Below 6 months is a seller's market, and above 6 months of inventory is a buyer's market. There is some good news to share in that we were at 0.8 months of inventory back in January and February, so we have seen a tiny uptick since then. If we take a quick look at townhomes and condos, we see that things are slightly better with 1.4 months of inventory. However, with these homes, we have also seen a downward trend over the last 6 months in inventory. Most likely I would contribute this to people not being able to find the single-family detached home that they are looking for, so they expand their search to townhomes and condos, and decide just to go ahead and buy one of those. Back to single-family homes. Another important number to look at is days on market. If you are a buyer, you have to really have all your ducks in a row and be ready to pounce. The median days on market right now is only 11 days. I have seen that most desirable homes that are hitting the market are only on the market for actually about 4 days. Usually with these, you see about 3 days of showing the home and a day for the seller to go through all the offers and make a decision on which insane offer to take on that 4th day. If we take a moment to compare to what has been happening over the last year, we can look at April 2020 versus April 2021. We see that the number of active listings is down 63%, and the number of under contract homes is up 43%. This leads to what I'm about to point out. The simple rule of supply and demand states that if you have very little of something, and a lot of people are trying to buy that something, then the price of that something will rise. In this case, we have a lot of people trying to buy a few homes, and thus prices have soared. We see that in just 1 year, the median sales price has increased a whopping 18%. To put this in perspective, the national average increase in a home value year over year is usually between 3.5 and 3.8%. We are seeing in 1 year an increase that is 5 times higher than what we normally experience. Now, what does this all mean for the future? I'm going to start with pointing out this sign over here. What is an expert? An expert, a person who makes 3 correct guesses consecutively. Now, this is somewhat of a joke, but somewhat true. I love it when people, or experts, as they like to call themselves, come on and tell you how wonderful their insight is when they predicted something correctly. For instance, some predicted the bottom falling out of the real estate market from 2008 to 2010. Or sometimes I hear, especially around here on local radio, an agent who advertises bragging about how they were the only ones who predicted a real estate boom in 2017 and on. By the way, everyone was saying real estate was back and prices are going to go up, but I'll just let that agent on the radio have their moment. In reality, like the stock market, the real estate market can make jumps and dips when no one sees it coming. And people love making predictions nowadays, especially if they think it will scare you and make you click on their YouTube channel. If we go back to the end of last year, and you can look this up yourself, in the beginning of this year, I saw this over and over again. People kept posting YouTube videos talking about the real estate bubble of 2021 and how it was going to burst. They were predicting that everything was going to come crashing down. We are now 5 months into 2021, and I'm not seeing it yet. Can it still happen? Sure, I guess, but I mean, come on. Did you hear anyone at all saying that a global pandemic, the shutdown of travel and restaurants and the like, would cause a run on toilet paper? Or as it pertains to real estate, did you hear anyone at all with the prediction that the pandemic craziness that was 2020 and into 2021 would cause the craziest seller's market in history? Nope, no one was saying that. In my experience, the best thing we can do is look at previous trends and at the current market and try to inform buyers and sellers to the best of our ability. There is a stat that I see that has me wondering about what is going to happen. That stat is the price increase we have seen over the last year. Here is a crazy chart to look at of sales prices per month from 2021 all the way back to 2003. Now I know this looks chaotic and it is hard to see what is happening, but here's 2017. Here's 2018. Here's 2019. And here's 2020. For the most part, year over year, we see a steady increase in sales prices. If we go back to 2007 here, here at 2008, here's 2009, and here's 2010. We see a relatively steady decrease. What has me wondering if this is the key to all that will be happening soon is when we look at 2020 and 21. We are seeing an 18% increase in sales price. That is a jump in price that we have not seen before in such a wide area such as Metro Atlanta and heck, even the country. We can see this sometimes in a small area that gets hot, but this is occurring all over. Nationwide, we have seen a jump to just over 10% in value. I cannot imagine that prices will keep going up at this rate. The question is, will we see a sudden drop in value, or even maybe a steady drop in value? Or maybe we will see a slowing of the market, but we will still see a rise in prices. For a drop to occur, we would need to see buyer demand go down and/or inventory rise. Buyer demand could go down if we see some big jumps in interest rates over these next months or year. Over the short term though, that doesn't seem likely to happen. Buyer demand could also go down from either being priced out of buying a home because of prices going so high, or because of buyer fatigue from losing out on so many offers a buyer has made. They just quit. The question is when and if this will happen. On the other side, will inventory go up? Well, we need more new homes built, but lumber shortages and labor shortages have seemed to cause new home builds to be slow in coming. As for resale of homes that are already built, something else to be watched is the mortgage forbearance and foreclosures. Some experts predict that we will see a flood of foreclosures hit the market after the eviction protections currently in place nationally come to an end. But there are other experts saying that this is not going to happen and we won't see a flood of foreclosures. Both sides are calling themselves experts. With all that said, do I have a prediction? Not really. Long term, I can say real estate has always been a good investment. I can say for right now, it seems like prices will continue to rise, so if you are currently looking to buy and really have to buy, getting into a home sooner rather than later would be good. If you are looking to sell, you are in the driver's seat and can get top dollar without really doing anything for your home. For Metro Atlanta, we continue to get large companies and businesses moving here, and they are creating jobs that are bringing in people from all over the country, and let's face it, all over the world. If that trend continues, prices will continue to rise in Atlanta, no matter what the national market looks like, and an investment in real estate, whether it be your personal home or other properties you own, should give you a good return on investment. If you found this video helpful, smash that thumbs up button. And don't forget to click on the notification bell and hit that subscription button. I post videos just like this one every Thursday about living, working, playing, and breathing all things Atlanta and the Metro Atlanta area. Thanks, and I will see you next time.